All right, so our last portion in the concepts of Kabbalah and way to live life will come and concentrate on the importance of balance. Balance does not mean compromise, but rather it's a wisdom of creation. It's a divine almost wisdom of creation. In Kabbalah, that concept of balance is a foundation in the structure of the Sefirot. The balance between, for example, Chesed and Gevurah. And then between Chesed and Gevurah, between right and left, we create Tiferet. What's the Tiferet? Glory, right? So, which is not for nothing, it's called glory, Tiferet. And that place, which is right here, corresponding with your, it's called the solar plexus, is the place which the light becomes appropriate to be revealed into the world. In other words, only when you do things that are glory to Hashem, only then the light of Hashem would actually be revealed in the world. There's no such thing as kindness of Chesed without boundaries. There's no such thing as Gevurah without boundaries. The boundaries of Gevurah, of heroism, of Din will be compassion, right? Everything has to be, only the combination between the two of them will bring about or will give birth to the concept of the truth. The truth will be revealed. Only when you are balanced, then you can come to truth. Only when you live balanced life, you live truthful life. Now, if we again take the example of the Bushido, the samurai, the true warrior is not just courage or raw force and so on and so forth, but rather a harmony between the sword and the heart. You should know that a samurai was not just about how quick and how efficient you drew the sword. You were required to learn other skills that have nothing to do with so-called the art of killing. You had to learn calligraphy. You had to learn, flower arrangement. You have to write and to be able to write poetry. You had to have all these things in order to be a good samurai. You had to learn this, but that also. In a way, a combination of what we call safra and saifa. The combination between the book and the sword. Between meaning and practicality, right? Between willingness to die to the deep respect to life itself. You need to respect life. Life should be dealt with respect. Samurai did not just struggle or fought against coming out of balance, but rather he wanted to dwell within balance. In Japanese, there is the concept that it's called ma, which is the space in between. The space in between defines everything. So, for example, in the West, we like to cover all the walls and all the room with everything, right? And in Japanese culture, which is very interesting, sometimes the spaces create different dynamics and they're more important than the object itself. So for example, when you make the ikebana, the flower arrangement, it's not just about the branches. Sometimes it's created the spaces in the branches. They allow you to focus on what you want to focus, to create the atmosphere. I could say one sentence in different poses and they will get completely different meaning. I can tell, for example, a person, yeah, I love you. Yeah, I love you. It sounds like nothing. But if you take appropriate and dramatic poses between the I and the love and the you could create a totally different effect. Just like anything else. The spaces in between. That space in between is where the silence exists. When there's no external noise, the internal silence exists, that only through that you could be precise. So the ability of the samurai to draw his sword and to be extremely precise to the point that he can actually shoot or knock down an arrow that is flying to him, that precision comes from the quiet of the heart. Carefulness, zehirut b'mitzvot, will come with the quiet in our heart as well. In both worlds, that truth will exist as be valid where balance is not a weakness, but rather self-control and awareness. And that balance allows the light to flow through without burning and consuming us. That allows the earth to be able to be nourished and to hold the water and to hold the good without actually being cracked and turning into a desert. That's what allows it. This precision of exactly. Noten gshamav, he gives his rain, when? Be'ito. Right? Be'ita achishena. The precision of when redemption will come is at its specific time. That's why you cannot rush it. We should not create this internal commotion of bringing Mashiach and doing all these things. Mashiach will come when the right time will come. We need to create this quiet to concentrate into it, and then it will come. The redemption will come only through this quiet, without the interruption that we're going to have outside, because that's a distortion. It's the same thing as you take let's say a guitar, and you have, let's say, Andres Segovia playing it, and it sounds beautiful. Or you take some guy that plugs it into a different 5,000 different machine, and it creates distorted. You can't even tell it's a guitar anymore. We need to concentrate on the purity, and purity will only come from reaching the truth in that quiet place. When the wind comes and blows the river or blows the lake, you're not going to be able to see the bottom. But when the wind quiets down, everything settles, and then actually you can see clear water. It's the same thing to our souls as well. When a person lives within balance, he becomes the appropriate directive pipe, the directive line, that the light comes through it and directs it to where it needs to be. And you are where you are because of a reason, because you are here in order to make yourself that projector of light, that spotlight into that place, not somewhere else. To thinking why I'm not here and why I'm here and why I'm doing this job and why that should not exist. You're doing this job because you, within this giving moment, in this different given opportunity, were supposed to bring the light through that in this time, in this place. You need to know when to act or when to be quiet. Sometimes you need to do the kum ve'aseh, get up and do, and sometimes shev ve'al ta'aseh, sometimes sit down and be quiet. Right? You need to know when to give and when to receive. Where to put boundaries, where to fight, when to lower your head. You can't be dogmatic. Life is not a dogma. Things change. A lot of different intervals, a lot of things change. And this is the secret, and what we're talking about, of what we call Yesh B'Ayin. There is something in the nothingness, right? And which is a very calm power. Very powerful, but yet very calm. It is presence without oppression. I don't oppress myself on you. I'm here, and I'm here, and that's where the power comes. But being here and being now. So I really wish on all of us that we should be able to nourish and develop that center pillar inside of us of Tiferet, of glory to Hashem. We should develop a wide and warm heart, a clean mind, clear boundaries, in order for us to be the warriors of the light, who stand still without being difficult, heal without being soft. And only through this balance we can achieve the shlemut. Only through this balance we could reach Shalom. And when we say Hashem oz le'amo yiten, God will give His people mighty. God then will bless His people b'shalom, in peace and harmony. Shalom, and have a great day.